What is up, guys? So here updating how things been going. So last week basically things were going pretty bad because I was not closing at all. Then I implemented what I call the triple offer, which is first some group of specific for people I will charge them by client close. The other specific group I will charge them by like a flat fee, but the flat fee will be less and it will be a different proposal, so it was still more likely to close. And the other ones, well, I will just like offer still like frame a little bit better the offer than I did before, but I mean I will still charge them the average and a flat fee mensually. But what I'm doing at the moment, of course, I'm still working for free because I wanna have clients for my marketing agency. The thing is that that work actually, because I tested, I did like this week, I did like 3 MVPs and I was spending a bunch of money on ads. So I just wanted to test what worked, what doesn't. And I was able, once I tested in the video specific offer, and I think that I yeah, it worked there. So like once I tested there and I saw that it worked, I just went and closed my first client finally. Now I can say first client closed because the other weeks I closed clients. I say in the video, I think, yo, new client closed, probably this one is going to close, but they didn't actually close those because they didn't upload the ad spend and then they ghosted me. Now I can definitely say that because the person uploaded the ad spend, and now I should currently be working on the onboarding. I already made them the question and the stuff. I should test and find out, if it's actually because he's from Uruguay, he was easier to close, or the kind of client that he it was just easier to close because of that. I don't know yet. I will have to do more tests, but at least now I think finally have the mindset. Uh, it's kind of a mindset. I don't know how to say it, but like the I know what to do if I want to close more people, or at least what I have to do if I want to have more cars. Because at the moment, right before closing the client, I was having like 2 cars a day basically from new clients because I was spending a bunch of money on ads and I was doing some specific MVP and stuff. So I'm pretty happy because that worked out. It was just a thing of trying harder. I'm actually working. I'm working better, not 12 hours a day. I'm working like still the last day. I'm averaging like 11 hours or something. I'm going to like give it all to improve it to 12. I kind of have a plan already, but certainly I'm like getting over also of that deep hole of procrastination. Some people or like some part of me will argue that that is because I'm getting better results, but before getting better results I was already like improving my work ethic and I was already working a lot, even though I didn't saw results. And I think that the key for that, well, here I have alarm, but the key for that actually was um just going, and deleting all the procrastination. I think that that was something that I learned from Alex Hormozzi, which is if you want to focus, you have to delete everything else. So I put a fee. I swear to myself that I will pay the fee if I did any single thing that was considered procrastination. So that's what I did. I didn't procrastinate almost in this whole week, so that's what I was able to improve a lot. Still not perfect, certainly. I still probably wasn't efficient in some stuff, but I have like a kind of a plan to improving it and stuff. So pretty well. Also, I do want to say that I was checking right before this video. Basically, I was checking how I mean the camera is kind of like not cool. I know why, but whatever. I was checking also how did I change as a person compared to 12 months ago, to 6 months ago, and to 3 months ago. I think that's a pretty interesting reflection that I really like to do. And I was kind of happy actually because I saw that yeah, I really changed. 3 months ago, I basically like have there's like I made a list of stuff. I don't have it like memorized, but 3 months ago, well, I didn't know so specifically that I wanted to marry. Let me check the list. The thing is that I knew that I wanted to work 12 hours a day, but I didn't have like the capacity or the work ethic. Now it's kind of like I'm able to when I say, all right, I'm going to work 12 hours and I'm going to dial in, it's just like much, yeah, it's just like take me way less. And I never back then had worked 12 hours in a single week. Now I hit multiple weeks over 12 hours. So certainly my work ethic is improving. I'm able to work more and I don't feel too tired to be fair also. Probably back then I thought that I needed to sacrifice sleep and stuff like that. Other stuff that I changed, it was also, I realized I took really more these business lessons of how I should run the ads, that I should ask the people to pay before so they don't ghost me, stuff like that really in those 3 months, which was really useful. Um, and yes, looking at into 6 months, remember that but I just implemented like 5 months ago or something a bunch of systems, a bunch of systems of like reviews that I should do, registers that I should like upload weekly and stuff. And I think that all the stuff was really useful for my business and for my personal development because I have systems for a bunch of stuff and I'm still creating new systems, but like that started like 5 months ago when I started to systemize everything, and I think that that was something really useful because like I now, for example, a while ago, I check out my habits, I check if they were right, or for example, I did a weekly review, a bunch of stuff that I think is really useful, and that's something that I learned also. And I think that expectations of this were actually really different. And something that I want to say also about 3 months ago, for example, it was that I was never tested like so hard and survived so much to the temptation of the shiny object, for example. Because like I had the things were not working out at all, and I was able to keep going to like keep putting my effort and keep showing up to the work. Sometimes less, sometimes like my work ethic was less, but I was able to realize, okay, all these other ideas that I have, they are all shiny objects, and they are not. I just like learn to ignore it, and I think that that's what I did. When I had a bunch of ideas, I just say, all right, all this stuff in my work, in my don't work, and I'm just going to ignore them because I don't want to fucking screw up. I know that I have to stick up with one thing for the first time in my life because really from this entrepreneur journey, I did a bunch of stuff inside of the agency space, but I still tested a lot of stuff, and that's what I think that it was so hard to make something work, because I was never like actually focused for a long time on one thing. That's what I think is so important. And yeah, just like a year ago, for example, I just see huge change also. Um, I don't know if I should say huge change because I still kind of be the same person, but I know, for example, as a person that I want back then, like I didn't know that the sense of my life or the sense of a fulfilling life was just help others. A year ago, for example, I thought that right now I will be like the world will be way different because of the AI or something, and everybody will be without a job. I have a really different view of the world, for example, because I wasn't sure if I actually was going to be an entrepreneur. I wasn't sure. I didn't know, for example, stuff that I like. I wanted, of course, I wanted a spouse or something. And if I look way farther, like I don't know, 2 years ago, I didn't even knew that I wanted to go Bali or my goals, that they wanted to be like an entrepreneur forever. Even a year ago, I thought that, okay, if I don't hit a X goal like 1K a month in November of past year, I was going to be in university. Certainly, I didn't hit 1K a month, but I'm still not going to university. Um, and yeah, I just think I learned a lot of stuff really about the approach that I should give to business, data volume, and just improving. And my work ethic was certainly way worse 1 year ago, and 2 years ago was even worse. I was just like, yeah, very, very dumb, just procrastinating. And like 2 years and a half ago, grinding hard for me will be just basically um, because I had back then a 3D printing business right here. So back then it would be like working hard, just listening to music, press some dumb stuff in my printer, and then play chess like 90% of the time, and the other 10% just go and print some stuff. And that's what's like the big hassle for me or something. Um, Still, it wasn't like I did it because I wanted. I didn't have the level of awareness to realize how much more I could be doing, right? But anyways, that's kind of the update. Now the plan is going to be do the delivery as fast as humanly possible for him, and well done. Uh, let's see which results he has, and also I'm going to try to close by the next week if I have time. I don't know if I will have, but by the next week I will try to close another client also. So we will see. This time the other client will probably be from Argentina, or that's what I will try. So yep, that's it. Ah, that client I wanted to close from Argentina because like Argentina is a bigger market, so I want to go there. But that's it, guys. Goodbye.